Now the continuation of the 149 problem. Now the axis is inclined to VP. The axis is inclined to VP at 45 degrees now. So here, once the slant edge is resting on HP, that is O dash D dash is on XY line in the second position front view, then naturally the axis will be inclined to HP now. Once the axis is inclined to HP, so we will going to get the apparent length here. That is OO1 will going to be the apparent length, wherein the length of the apparent length will be always less than the true length of the axis. The true length of the axis will going to be the 50 mm here. So this is 50 mm because OO1 is parallel to VP, so you are getting the true length here. So this true length is same as this true length because OO1 is parallel to VP, so you are getting the true length here. So this length will be equal to this length 50 mm. Now, but the inclination given is the true inclination. But what we need to do is we have to reproduce the second position top view here. Since we have the apparent length here, so we cannot transfer it directly on the 45 degree line because the axis given in to VP is the true inclination. Now first you consider any point on the XY line and you draw a 45 degree line. Then take the true length of the axis, which is 50 mm. Consider any point on that 45 degree line and cut an arc on that 45 degree line. Then you draw the locus line. Then you measure the length from O to O1 with the same center O. Cut an arc on the locus line to get the point O1. So that will going to be the apparent inclination. Join OO1. So that will going to be the apparent inclination. And then you extend that OO1 line further. Then you measure the length from O to D by using the compass, and from the same point O you cut an arc to get this point D. Similarly, from O you measure the length O to this point. From O you mark that point on OD line. Then since CE is perpendicular to OD, so from this point by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to that inclined line OD. Then measure the length from this point to C and also from this point to E. Both will going to have equal lengths. So from here you transfer it onto this side, you will going to get C, and you transfer onto this side, you will going to get point E. Similarly, you measure the length from O to this point. From O, you cut an arc on this to get this point. From this point, FB is perpendicular to OD. So from this point, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 90 degree and draw a perpendicular line with respect to the inclined line OD. Then you measure the length from this point to F and also from this point to B. Both will going to have equal distances. So naturally you transfer from this point to this side, you will going to get F, and similarly from this point you will going to transfer it on this side to get this point B. Then you measure the length from O to A. From O you cut an arc on that OD line to get this point A. Once you get this point, then join and reproduce the same sketch. Whatever you have written, whatever you have here, the same thing you should be rewritten here on the apparent inclination line, that is the beta inclination line. Now we need to write the front view. Since we need to write the front view, since D dash O dash is on XY line, you extend that, and then from O draw a vertical projector to intersect at this point O dash, and draw a vertical projector from D to intersect at the point D dash. Then similarly, draw a horizontal projector from E dash and C dash, and draw a vertical projector from E to intersect at this point E dash, and also from C to intersect at this point C dash. Draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash and draw a vertical projector from O1 to get these two intersect at this point O1 dash. Similarly, Draw a horizontal projector from F dash and B dash and draw a vertical projector from F to intersect at this point F dash, and similarly from B to intersect at B dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from A dash and draw a vertical projector from A to intersect at this point. So you are going to get A dash. Now join A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, E dash to F dash, and F dash to A dash. All these things with a thin continuous line. Then join between O dash to A dash, O dash to B dash, O dash to C dash, O dash to A dash, O dash to F dash with a continuous thin line. Similarly, join the center line between O dash and O1 dash with a center line. Now we will going to apply the condition of visibility and invisibility. So all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So the first condition is O dash, D dash, D dash, E dash, E dash, F dash, F dash, A dash, A dash, B dash, and B dash, O dash. All the edges are false on the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid. So you dark them continuous with dark line. Similarly, when you look from the front view, A, B, C, D, E, F, which is the base which is near to the observer, so that is visible. So it is also quite evident here. So you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, which is near to the observer, because O is back side of this and O1 is on the front side. So naturally, B dash, C dash and C dash, D dash will going to be a dark line. Since C dash is not at the boundary, so the edge emanating out from the C dash is B dash, C dash and C dash, D dash, and also C dash, O dash. Since B dash, C dash, that is C dash, B dash and C dash, D dash is already visible, so naturally C dash, O dash is also becomes visible. Now we have to join. Now we have left out with E dash, O dash, F dash, O dash, and A dash, O dash. Since A dash, O dash is the edge which is crossing this B dash, C dash. B dash, C dash is a visible edge, so naturally this becomes invisible. Similarly, E dash, O dash is crossing the visible edge of C dash, B dash, so naturally, therefore, E dash, O dash will going to become invisible. So, F dash, O dash is also the edge which is crossing the edge B dash, C dash, and hence it becomes invisible. A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash and A dash all are visible edges. So naturally O1 dash will going to become visible. So mark them O1 dash and O dash with a center line. So that will going to be the total solution of this. Now so a hexagonal pyramid of now we are going to check the solution. A hexagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base and 50 mm axis length rests on one of its slant edges, that is D dash O dash on HP, such that the axis is inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So since we have used all the conditions, hence our problem is right. Thank you.